Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you've had a wonderful week. And for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome back. And for those of you who are watching the replay later on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. And thanks for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. Let me know where you're tuning in from today. Can you believe it? I am in the state of Florida today, where I live, the Tampa Bay area of Florida. So I'm back in Florida. I am elated to be back in, even though it's a little chilly, but much warmer weather than I was in the last couple of months, really. So I'm happy to be back here. But thanks for those who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. I see Greensboro, North Carolina's in the house. Welcome, welcome. From Florida also, welcome. Good evening to you as well. Fort Lauderdale's in the house. We got a lot of Florida people here today. San Francisco's back. Welcome. San Francisco. Los Angeles is here. Texas. Welcome, welcome. Someone said Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all as well, whoever celebrates. And I can't believe we're like a couple days away from Christmas. I always feel like once we get to the end of the year, it just, I don't know, it's like you blink and then it's a whole new year, which is insane. New York's in the house today. Welcome. Charlotte, North Carolina. Kannapolis, I think I'm saying that right. North Carolina's here. Flint, Michigan. Welcome, welcome. I went there a couple years ago on a service trip. But welcome. Arkansas is here, Maryland, Birmingham, Alabama, Michigan, Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for those who are joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. So as we wind down this year here, hard to believe, we've been talking a lot these last couple of weeks about how to sort of prepare for this new year and what you need to do for your wellness, for your mental health, right? That's what Mental Health Moment is all about. How do you become the best version of who you are for yourself and also for those around you, right? Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you. Thank you. Philadelphia is here, Jacksonville, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Frisco, Texas, Wichita, Kansas, Boston. Welcome, welcome. In Jacksonville, Florida. Someone said, yes, and from New York also. So today's tip that I have for you is really to think about, and you can put in the comments here, but for you to think about as you head into this new year, what is the word or phrase that you want to take with you for the year? So again, and you can put in the chat and I'll let you know what mine is, but what is the word or phrase that you want to set your intentions for, if you will, for this new year? So, and again, and again, you could put your answers in the chat. And some of you may already know, you're like, I got my word or I got my phrase, and that's how I want to live for this next upcoming year. Some of you might have to think about it, which is completely okay. Someone said, oh, a couple people actually said peace is their word. Beautiful, especially after these last couple of years. We've talked a lot on Mental Health Moment about having inner peace, really, for your mental wellness. So that's important. Someone else said discipline. Well, that's a good one. Discipline will take you a really long way, a really, really long way, right? Because we could set a lot of goals. Some of you may have resolutions and those sort of things, but remembering, as someone said, to be disciplined. And what does discipline mean to you, right? So that you can accomplish what you need to accomplish heading into this new year. Seasons, greetings from you as well. Someone said, don't give up. Someone said, stay focused, self-care, boundaries, love. I love all these. These are amazing. Intentional. I love that. Actually, it's interesting you say intentional. My phrase for this year was to be intentional, right? And everything that I do. And in my journey, we're all on a journey, right? Our wellness journey. So that was actually my phrase for this year. And I'll tell you my phrase for 2023 coming up. Happy, loved, and safe. I love those. Those are such comforting words. And the reason why I'm asking you these things, you all, is because what what is bound to happen because life happens when those surprises come about, when those circumstances that you didn't expect come about this upcoming year, when you can get to a place where you can go back to your word, go back to your phrase and sort of cling to that, something that can really get you through, something that reminds you, right, on your wellness journey where you want to be at or how you want to live your life. That's going to be very important. Someone else said anointed with an exclamation point. I love it. I love it. And that's actually a really great place to be too. So some of you, and like I said, I always tell you all I have my dry erase board, big dry erase board in my office that has my personal goals, professional, family, spiritual goals, mental, emotional, physical, all these, right? Different goals. And what's interesting is wherever you're at in your journey, some of you may be like, you know what, for 2023, I want to really go hard on my spiritual goals, which is amazing. So feel anointed, be anointed if that's your goal. Some of you may want to, head towards more of the physical goals or the emotional goals, whatever goals that you have for you. Again, what is your word? You can put in the chat if you haven't already. What is your word or what is your phrase going into this new year that you want to hold on to? Someone said, living beyond dreaming. Ooh, I like that one too. That's really good. So living beyond dreaming, which is amazing. And all of us, again, as a reminder, whatever your word is, whatever your phrase is, I really want you to think about how to live in the present moment, because I know it's a hard thing to do, you all. I used to really struggle with that. And I probably, I mean, I still have my moments, right? No, none of us are perfect on our wellness journey. But when you really practice that mindfulness, when you really practice living in that present moment, a lot of you, especially that said you're going to work on peace, or peace is your word going into this new year, it can really bring a lot of peace, because generally our anxiety or our depression or our worries and those sorts of things, they come about when we're living too much in the future, when we're worried too much about the past, when we're worried too much about tomorrow and yesterday and all these things that happen, right, to us or about to happen or we think could happen. Like all of that can cause us a lot of distress. But when you get into a point where you could just try your best to have the moments where you cling to the present moment, it is a very peaceful place, right? So I encourage you all to do that heading into this new year. Someone said tenacity with an exclamation point. I love it. I love it. Love it. I love it. Someone said love. Someone said independence, self care, balance. I love it. Um, but yes, boundaries, but taking care of myself, also business mind. Yes, yes, yes. Someone said their phrase is leave it at the altar. That's amazing. Anointed, we got another anointed. Success. Someone's here from Massachusetts. Welcome. I'll focus more on myself and put me first and getting my catering business going. Wonderful, wonderful. And again, you know, a lot of times when we think about these, whatever your goals are heading into this new year, we should absolutely be thinking about different aspects of us, whatever is important to you, right? Whatever is important to you. I know some people I've talked to, they're like, I want my goal, they're retired. They're like, my goal is to spend as much time as possible with my grandkids. Like that's their goal. That's amazing, right? That's what's important to them for this next upcoming year, right? Or you might be, you know, in school right now, or you might be working right now, or wherever it is that you are, you have those goals, you have your personal goals, all these different goals. There's no right or wrong goals, right? It's about what is it that makes you the best version of who you are. That is your daily, hopefully weekly, monthly, yearly goal, right? Become the better version of whoever you are and who you want to be, right? Because we're, like I said, we're all on a different journey here. Expectation, I love that. Faithful. Someone said, and healing and peace. Beautiful. Someone said, I am worthy. That's a good one. That is a good one. A lot of us, I'm speaking, as a collective, a lot of us struggle understandably with this idea of, are we worthy, because of things that may have happened in our lives, because of things we wanted to happen that didn't happen, because of things we're fearful that could or couldn't happen. There's all these things, right? That can really strongly impact how worthy we feel, how much we feel we deserve certain things. So that's why I always remind you all, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be emotionally healthy. You deserve those things. So taking the steps, even if they're baby steps, taking the steps that you need to get to that point is really critical as you head into this new year here. Um, Someone said mental clarity. Ooh, that's another really good one. That's another good one. Mental clarity, because a lot of us, I talked, I think it was last week or the week before, about my drive in Illinois, right, where I was driving on an extremely foggy road. I could barely see anything. I could barely see during this drive, and a lot of us sometimes are in this fog, right, and we're looking for the mental clarity. We're looking for certain directions. What do I do next? What should come next? And what decision should I make? A lot of us are looking for that clarity. The most important thing when it comes to clarity for you all, if you're in that boat, is to make sure, and I know it's hard, but to make sure that you are taking the time with your own thoughts, taking the time, silent time, taking the time for meditation. If you believe in prayer, whatever you believe in, where you can it's so hectic and so noisy and so chaotic in the world, but when you can take yourself out of that, even if it's for a short period of time, and be alone with your thoughts to really sort through some things, that really can help you on your path to clarity. How long it'll take for you to be clear about your decision, it depends. I wish I had the easy answer, like, oh, it's just a day or a week. No, sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes a day. It just really depends, right? But it's important that you find those spaces, find those healing spaces where you can take the time to be alone with your thoughts. So I love that one. Someone said goals align with God's purpose for you. Beautiful. Someone said being the best of you. Lovely, lovely. I love it. Hi. Merry Christmas to you as well. And someone said from Florida. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So my phrase heading into this, and thank you all for sharing, by the way, all of your phrases or your words as we head into this new year. So my phrase this year actually was to be intentional and all that I do and all that I have for my goals and self care. And I don't really love the term balance, but just for the sake of understanding, having, I'll say, more of the self care, making sure with the hectic, crazy, busy schedule of a year that I had this year, making sure that I was taking care of me, right? So I can show up as the best version of who I am. So that was my word phrase for this year. But for next year, my phrase that I chose is going to be all in. So two words, all in. That is my phrase. That is what I'm going with. What does that mean? It means that no matter what project I'm involved with, no matter what aspect of my life that I'm involved with for 2023, I am all in. I am giving it the best effort that I can. I'm involved with a lot of different projects, frankly. For those of you who are not new to Mental Health Moment, you know that I'm usually in a different city or state every week, whether it's a speaking engagement or another project or whatever it is that I'm doing, usually something, a conference or something. But in all the projects that I'll be working on and some new exciting ones for next year, my phrase is all in, because I want to be the best version of who I am in every single thing that I do. Right. So that's my phrase. But again, there's no right or wrong phrase. There's no right or wrong word that you can have for you. It's about you. So again, so the reason why I chose that phrase too, I'm not gonna lie to you all, I'll be transparent. There are times this year where I'm like, I am exhausted. Okay. There are times when I wouldn't even remember what city I was in because of how much it was just the heaviest travel I've ever had this year. And so there were some weeks there was like 6, 7 cities maybe. And I'm like, man, hold on, let me think. What city am I in? Right. Because my schedule is so hectic. So it was exhausting sometimes, just being transparent. And for all of us, whatever we do, sometimes we're like, man, I'm tired. How many of you can relate? Like there are times where you're just like, I'm tired. Right. But when you are, which you will be at some point next year, which is okay to be in that space, then you go back to your word or your phrase. What was it for you? Like a lot of you said peace. So if it's peace, if that's your word that you're clinging to, you got to find a way to find that peace again then, right? It's okay to be stressed out. It's okay to be like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed. That's okay to be in that space, right? But if you're, let's say your word is peace, then you go, I know I'm in this state. How do I get back to my inner peace? How do I connect, however, if you want to say connect to the universe or your spiritual place or emotional place, mental place, whatever it is for you, how do I get back then to that space where I have my peace? Because that was your word, right? So for me, my phrase is all in. So when I get to that point, I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. Like, or I'm overwhelmed, or why did I sign up for so many things that I signed up for? I'm going to go back to my phrase, all in, because next year I am all in everything that I'm going to be touching, anything that I'm going to be doing in my projects. Like I am all in, right? So the best version of who I am, I'm going to bring to those situations. So that's what I want you all to think about. You really clinging to your word, your phrase. Now, your word or your phrase, what really helps is if you see it. So if you have a post-it note, maybe the mirror in your bathroom, or if you want to put it in your car, or if you want to put it in your office, if you're working, or wherever you can, on your computer, wherever you can. Maybe it's just your on your phone, right? Like on the front of your phone, wherever you can, put that word or phrase for next year so you can remember that again, because life just throws us curveballs. That's just what happens. And when those times come about, then you go back to what you said. Some of you said love, for example. Okay, so maybe that was self love. Maybe some disappointment is going to happen next year, but you tell yourself, wait a minute, my word was love. So I'm going to love me. I'm going to take care of me, right? Always go back to that word or that phrase. So put it around you. Make sure you're seeing those words or those phrases. Um, and I love that. Someone said the gift of being healthy and peace filled. It's absolutely a gift, you all. And for those of you who are like, Dr. Hammond, I am nowhere where I want to be with my inner peace. Well, guess what? It's all good no matter where you're at, whether you're there or not. If you're not, then you take the steps to get to that place, right? And then you might be in a place like you're like, I'm good, Dr. Hammond. I had my peace or whatnot. And then something comes up in your life and it just throws you off. It throws you off balance, right? That's okay. You heal through that time. Maybe you're in the healing stage, the healing journey. And then you head back to your place of peace, right? It doesn't you we're not gonna be happy like every single day of the year and be in a place of zen and peace every single minute of the day and every single day of the year, right? There's things that come up. So you deal with that. You process it emotionally, you work on your healing journey, but then you work on getting back to your place of peace. Um someone said, someone said, I'm laughing at y'all's comments here. Wow, oh, I didn't know that. Someone said that's our church theme for the year. All in. Well, that's so cool. I'm glad to hear that. Someone has said hashtag connected. Yes, definitely for sure. And no in all and overdo it. Yes. Yes, all in. So again, there's no right or wrong though when it comes to these words and it comes to these phrases. It's just about what do you want to try to embrace as you head into this new year. The thing I love about New Year's, the beginning of the year, let me tell you, as a psychologist, one of the cool things, honestly, is that I have had the opportunity to meet thousands of people from all different walks of life, from all over the country, frankly, and even a lot of different people internationally in my travels and speaking to different groups. And one of the most amazing things is how the beginning of the year there's excitement. There's like this renewed sense of like, okay, it's a start over, it's a do-over, right? Like, let me try to be the best version of who I am in the beginning. And there's all this excitement and there's goals and there's all these things. But then what usually happens is that a couple months in, right? We all know how that goes. A couple months in, whatever your goals were, you're like, man, I don't know. Things happen, times get tough. So that's why I want you, when the times get tough or when things happen that we're not expecting, I want you to cling to those words and cling to those phrases. Someone said, stand still until the storm calms. Some of you, I see you all in the chat. Some of you are doing a couple words or phrases, which is okay too. There is no set rule when this comes in. So if you're like, you know what, actually, I couldn't just choose one word or I couldn't just choose one phrase, you have a couple. Again, make sure you're seeing that, put it around you. Visually, when you see your goals or you see your words or you see your phrases, when you see that around you, it really does something for you mentally. It's just a constant reminder because sometimes we forget. You might say your word or your phrase, and then by like March of next year, you're like, what was it again? Like, right. But you want it to be a part of you. You want to really incorporate this into your life, right? You want this to really be a place of comfort. This word, this phrase, really be a place of comfort for you and a reminder of who you want to be for this next year. um, Amen. Amen to you as well. Good evening, and yes, have a blessed day as well. Thanks for joining here. So as I'm wrapping up here, if you need me at any time, you can reach out. You can always reach out, drnikishahammond.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also subscribe on YouTube, Dr. Nikisha Hammond. So if you ever miss live a mental health moment, you can always watch the replay over there. But again, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, I wish you an amazing holiday season, an amazing Christmas with your friends or family, solo, however you're spending the day in this season. And I will be back, yes, next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. So so I am okay. So yes, I encourage you again to be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And take great care of yourselves. Merry early Christmas. Have a good one, and God bless you. Bye, y'all.